Hello, my creative peeps. It's Crafting Just Because with Chris Cowan. Okay, we are going to make a fun little treat today. I know I made one similar, well, something to hold these before, but it's the Bath and Body Works soaps. And we're hosting a little birthday get-together for my girlfriend next week. And so these are the favors I'm doing for everybody. And so I wanted to make a cute box that went with the theme of what I was doing. So we're using basic white cardstock, and then I also have the Flowering Zinnia Designer Series paper. I'm pairing it with the Parakeet Party ribbon, and we're not even doing any stamping. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we want to bring in our paper trimmer. And for this, you're going to need 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So like I said, I'm using the basic white. And the first piece you want to cut at 8 1/4 inches by 9 3/4 of an inch. And then on that 9 3/4 of an inch side, we want to score it at 2 inches, at 4 5/8 of an inch, at 6 5/8 of an inch, and at 9 1/4 of an inch. And then you're going to rotate it 90 degrees and score it at 2 inches. Okay. Then we're going to set that one aside. We're bringing in our new piece of cardstock, and this one needs to be 8 1/4 inches by 10 inches. Okay, and then on that 10-inch side, we want to score it at 2 1/16. So it's just a hair bigger than the other one so that it can fit inside of each other. And then we want to score it at 4 3/4 of an inch. And then 6 3/16. Oh, sorry. And then, did I score this one? No. So 6 3/13/16, and then 9 1/2 inches. And then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees, and we're going to score it at 2 1/16. Okay. Then we're just going to set that aside. We need to cut 2 pieces of Designer Series paper that is 6 by 2 1/2. So let's go ahead and cut this at 6 inches. And then we want a piece that's 2 1/2, 2 pieces that are 2 1/2. And then 2 pieces that are 1 7/8 by 6. And then I need 1 piece that is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. And I need a few other pieces here. I'm just grabbing. Okay, we need a piece that is 7/8 of an inch by, so we need 2 of those. and then 2 pieces that are 1 7/8 by that 7/8. Okay, so that's all of our cutting. We can remove our paper trimmer. We are going to set these pieces of Designer Series paper aside for a minute. On the 1/2 inch side, we want to cut off the bottom rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up that score line. And then I'm going to tab that 1/2 inch side just like that. And then I'm going to cut up the corresponding score lines and wedge on the square. And we're going to do this on both pieces. And then I like to cut a little bit off that bottom just so it folds up nice and neat. So that's what yours should look like. Now we're going to do the same thing on this piece. Okay, next we're going to burnish our score lines with our bone folder. Okay. Okay, so there's that one. Now, just a reminder, tomorrow I am going to be going live at my lunch. And then next week I'll be going live on my lunch on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so we have that done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this up to form our box. Okay, then I'm going to flip it up. This is my front. So I'm going to put my back piece down first. I'm going to put my tabs down second, and then the front flap to cover it and make it all pretty. Just like that. And then I'm going to flip it over and run my bone folder down in there and set that aside. Now we're going to do the same thing to this piece. Okay. Put the back piece down. And then it's bigger than the other. And I'll show you here. Okay, so they should go in. This is the smaller box, and it's going to go in first. Okay, So what I want to do is I want to put my soap in, then put the smaller box on top. Then I'm going to add my designer series paper. Now, if you notice, it doesn't go all the way down, and I did that on purpose so that I could put designer series paper there too. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down my flowering zinnias paper. And on the smaller sides, I'm going to do the reverse pattern just to give it more aesthetic look and show off that designer series paper. Looks like I need a new blade. I see a little bit of rough edges on these. Thankfully, we're on a white background, so you don't see it since I already glued them down. Okay, so now we're going to add the strips along here, and I'm doing those all the same color. These are going to be such cute favors. And it goes with her theme. You'll be seeing those projects probably towards the end of next week. The projects I made with this paper. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to turn it to the top. And we're going to add our last piece of designer series paper. Just like that. Okay, then we want to add our ribbon. And so what I did is I'm just going to put this down and just tie a bow at the top. Trim that off, and then I just did one last thing just because I am going to have to transport these on the bottom. Oops. Oh, my block got stuck in here. On the bottom, I just attached a piece of tape to hold that ribbon in place so it doesn't fall off. And that's your project, my friends. Super simple, super cute. My girlfriend's gonna love them. Actually, all my girlfriends will love them. So until next time, my creative peeps, I will see you later. I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.